For those out there who have no idea, like why this would matter, what is humanistic psychology in particular, and how did this inform the threading that you looked at, whether it was design or education or organizational systems, etc.?
Look, I say this with a lot of caution because there are colleagues and friends at Saybrook who have spent their life thinking about this.
Oh, for
And
sure.
they're
Yeah.
the ones who taught me. But I'll tell you ultimately what I think about, and that is it's a view of human experience from a position of strength, not weakness, not a sense of the problems or scarcity, but the abundance of human possibility. It's about potential over deficit. So, I mean, I remember conversations very clearly about what it means to approach the psychological model and the therapeutic model, particularly from a point of deficit versus asking the question from a different place about possibility and thriving. And by that changing of our attitude or our attention a certain way, something else is opened up and discovered, and a possibility exists that can be very rich and beautiful, as opposed to beginning with a deficit and bringing it to a certain point of being. Look, the story that is most meaningful to me, frankly, in all of this, comes from my experience with a project I was involved in before I got to Saybrook, called the Ed Roberts Campus. And those of you who know Ed Roberts, he was really one of the founders of the independent living movement. Serious disabilities in the 60s was the first to go to UC Berkeley, was rejected by Berkeley in the 60s on the basis of being unemployable. I mean, this guy was severely disabled, an iron lung machine and the whole bit. And Ed Roberts, he fought that and ultimately was victorious and began what was a really important early stages of the independent living movement. The image that I have of Ed Roberts, or the insight or the gift that he brought to the world, was the following: don't give us your pity. Give us the opportunity to live independent lives. And the great image and the great example of that is the curb cut, which is Ed's invention, so that I can take my chair.
That's right. Yeah.
And I can move independently. And I can have the dignity and the strength and the richness of a life that allows me to live independently. And it seems to me that for me always summed up to me the kernel, the jewel that was the humanistic tradition.